If you've done all the things, you've accepted that you're just surviving, you've done the work to build safety in your body signals again, you've found new and manageable ways to take care of yourself, and still survival mode feels like it just will never end. What do you do? Is there a way to move through this any faster? I'm answering that question today by sharing some immersive experiences, supplements, and additional tools that have made a huge difference for me when I was doing all the right things and my body was still not believing that I'm safe now. Over the past few episodes, we've explored an essential process together that I really don't want you to skip over. I think a lot of us are quietly asking ourselves, okay, but how do I get out of this season? And the big time, major, don't skip over this part caveat: one does not simply get out of survival mode. No, but in all seriousness, we need to let go of the fantasy that there's some switch to flip from surviving to thriving. Survival mode isn't just a mindset shift or a decision to make right now. It's a bodily response. It's your nervous system doing exactly what it's designed to do: protect you. The challenge is it often sticks around longer than we want it to, or past when we need protecting. The truth is, the only way out is through. But through doesn't mean pushing harder or faster to get to the end of it. It means expanding your capacity for safety little by little. By recalibrating our habits, relying on our minimum viable care menu, and experimenting with these tools I'm going to share, we gain access points to making this shift to felt safety. Because the body doesn't heal through logic alone, it heals through experience. So, if you're doing all the things we've talked about this week so far, and it's just not moving the needle for you, what are some next level options to support ourselves through this process more effectively? Let's start with the immersive experiences. The first two that have been incredibly supportive for me personally that require leaving the house are craniosacral therapy and flotation tanks. Craniosacral therapy is a very gentle, hands-on practice where a practitioner works with your nervous system using subtle movements around the head, spine, and sacrum to help release stored tension and support regulation. It's not forceful or invasive, and it's also not a massage or energy work. It's more like your body being given permission to unwind at its own pace through the power of touch. Flotation tanks, or sensory deprivation tanks, are another really powerful tool I've made use of during this season in particular. You're essentially floating in a warm pool of salt water in a dark and quiet environment. And therefore, there's minimal sensory input. You can have music on, or you can just be in the silence. You can be naked, or you can wear a swimsuit. And what it does is give your nervous system just a break from constantly scanning. There's no noise, there's no light, there's no stimulation. It's just space. And for many people, myself included, that creates a profound sense of safety and reset in the body. Even going once can be massively impactful. But just like any nervous system work, repetition does deepen the effect. Another important element to this is the sheer amount of magnesium your body is exposed to in a flotation tank, which is an important piece that I'll circle back to in just a second. There are also tons of other therapies and immersive experiences that I've used or continue to use that support the process of exiting survival mode, but that I'm not going to go into in detail right now in this video unless you are curious and you want to know more about these. Then I can create a follow-up to this with another episode about them. So if you're watching the YouTube version of this episode, you'll see the modality and then a picture of what that would look like, starting with acupuncture, lymphatic drainage massage, myofascial release therapy, somatic experiencing therapy, EMDR therapy, Reiki or energy healing, chiropractic care from the holistic and gentle neurologically informed style, osteopathy, and breathwork sessions that are facilitated using a gentle style. I have personally tried and enjoyed every single one of these experiences, and many have played a really big role in my healing journey through survival seasons. So I absolutely recommend you pick something that stands out to you and just give it a try. Now, going back to magnesium, we're going to move into some of the supplements and holistic tools that I've used in this survival season that I find to be incredibly helpful. Magnesium is a big part of that. It's a vital mineral in the process of activating your vagus nerve, which, if you've tuned into the episode about what survival mode does to your body, you'll know what that's all about. It engages your parasympathetic system, which is your safety mode. It helps lower cortisol, improve energy and sleep, and relaxes muscles. Magnesium is highly recommended for postpartum mothers, especially because of the level of depletion our bodies go through. But I would use magnesium right now regardless because of the level of survival mode my nervous system is in lately. As someone who prioritizes non toxic living and a holistic natural approach to health, there are also a ton of herbal supplements that I incorporate to help support my body through survival periods. Some of these are not pregnancy or breastfeeding friendly, so I can't always rely on them right now, but this is the list for you to do your own research on. It includes L-theanine, which offers calming and it's great for racing thoughts. Glycine, which is especially great for bed and supports deeper parasympathetic states. Taurine, which helps regulate the nervous system and reduce overstimulation. Ashwagandha, which is a classic adaptogenic herb for stress resilience. Rhodolia rosea, which is more of an energizing adaptogen for like burnout with fatigue. Holy basil, which is also called tulsi, which is great for emotional balance and stress. Passion flower is a great option for anxiety and sleep support. Lemon balm is a gentle mood support and it's great in a tea or a tincture. Skullcap, which is for deep relaxation and especially for tension. CBD, which I'm sure you've heard of, and it's really important to source from a high quality, third party tested resource. Electrolytes and trace minerals, because hydration is wildly underrated for regulation, and just plain water doesn't do it. Omega-3s, which supports brain and mood stability long term. B complex vitamins, which help nervous system resilience and energy support. Vitamin D, especially if you're indoors a lot or in the winter months. And probiotics and gut support, which the gut-brain axis is real. And be sure that you're cycling out different strains every 3 to 6 months so that you keep developing your healthy bacterial load. Some other tools I'll pull from my tool belt to support my body when in survival mode are herbal teas like chamomile, lavender, nettle infusions, also essential oils like lavender, frankincense, bergamot, weighted blankets, or having my dog lie on me because pressure therapy is real. Heating pads and warm compresses used on the chest, the back, or the belly. Cold exposure, like putting your face in cold water or having a cold shower or using one of those ice rollers on your face. Epsom salt baths, for the same reason as the flotation tanks, it's surrounding your body in magnesium, which is amazing. And we've talked about somatic work or body-based exercises on this channel a good bit, but here is a wider ranged list for some body-based tools that support a lot during survival seasons. Acupressure mats, also known as a Shakti mat, tuning forks and sound healing tools, weighted eye masks, EFT tapping, gentle yoga, especially like yin or restorative, humming, singing, and chanting, which is vagus nerve gold, TRE, which is tension and trauma releasing exercises, Feldenkrais or Alexander technique, and self-massage or a lymphatic drainage massage. I also want to share some tools that have been a little more recent additions for me, because even with all the tools I've shared so far, there was a point where even they weren't quite enough to help, especially navigating postpartum anxiety and insomnia in this season. So the newer things I've tried include Sensate relaxation device, which uses sound and vibration on the chest, red light therapy, infrared saunas, vibrating neck massagers, red glasses instead of yellow for blue light blocking, especially in the evenings, and a white noise or brown noise machine. And finally, my most recent personal game changer is a vagus nerve stimulation device, which uses a gentle microcurrent of electricity to stimulate the nerve directly. Essentially, it's doing what the brain does when it signals the body that we're safe for it. And I want to be really clear, this isn't something I recommend lightly. It's an investment and it's not for everybody. But for me, after months of not sleeping through the night, even with good sleep hygiene, breath work, all the supplements, all the good habits, this device for me was a bridge. Within about 10 minutes, my body could feel noticeably more grounded. And for the first time in a long time, I was able to fall asleep and stay asleep. The theme of everything we've talked about this week is really just coming back to the fact that our bodies need enough support to experience safety again. You don't force yourself out of survival mode. You support yourself until your system no longer needs to stay there. And that happens gradually in small moments, in repeated experiences of, I'm safe enough right now. So, as we close this series, I want to leave you with this reframe. You're not trying to get back to who you were. You're allowing your baseline to shift gently, slowly, and honestly, expanding your capacity for safety, for presence, for connection, one moment at a time. So, if you're still in it, if things still feel heavy or uncertain, you are not doing it wrong. You are in the process. And the fact that you're here, listening, learning, showing up, and experimenting with what works for you, that is real forward movement. Thank you so much for being here and for doing what it takes to move through this season with deep intention and care. You didn't have to, but you chose to anyway. And that's something to celebrate. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode on the Contentment Creator channel, where we looked at how to move through a season of survival mode mindfully. Whether you caught the whole episode or one of our segments, either way, thank you for making it all the way to the end, and I hope that you are subscribed so you don't miss another episode. Join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators. Bye, y'all.